Hi, loves. How are you? So I am live. I haven't been live for like a couple weeks now. I have been on a road trip. I have been learning how to build a cob house, so a house made out of just earth. I've been camping. I've been sick. I've been menstruating. I've been getting injured. I've been burning myself with very hot liquids. So there's been a lot going on. But now I'm kind of landed. I'm back at home in Tofino, and I'm stoked to connect with y'all live this way again. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was inspired by a session with a client that I just had. And I want to talk to you about creating posts, creating especially social media posts or maybe even emails that are engaging and that create conversation, right? So this is for you if you have a message to share, if you are a healer or a coach or a wannabe coach. You're in some sort of position where you just want people to engage with your content. You want people to benefit from your content. You want, Amanda's here, hi love. You want people to, benefit from your content, and you might even want to have clients that come in from your content. You might want to just have lots of things happen, right? This is for you. So what I was just talking about with my client was she was saying, I don't post a lot because I censor myself. I feel like I only need to post about certain things. I can only talk about certain things. I'm a coach based around this, so I can only talk about those things. So I kind of censor myself and I don't show up as much. So I would just like to blow that out of the water, right? Here is what I do. I will give you my method for sharing content that meaningfully engages with people, and usually creates a little bit of energy around it, maybe clients coming to me, conversation. I ask myself, what feels real to me right now? What feels real for me right now? And I also want to mention, I'm going to explain that in a second, but this discussion is not from this ego perspective of I want likes and I want comments to boost my ego. This is about if we have messages as light workers to share, it is so much more effective for our mission, our global collective mission, if when we share our messages, they are magnetic messages. There's energy in those messages, and those messages start a conversation. That is going to serve our global collective movement of awakening and of awakening to love more, most likely. Kristen's here, hi love. More than if we're sharing messages that people don't see or people just don't feel drawn towards or people don't even read, right? So it's not in terms of one is better than the other, but it's in terms of just like our hearts have something to say, we have something to share, and we want to make sure that those messages get out, that people see them and hear them as much as possible, right? And of course, if we're making some, we're making an income, we're making our living from being a coach or an entrepreneur, we also want to attract clients, people that we can genuinely serve from these posts, okay? So that's more so where I'm coming from. Again, this discussion is not about how can we have more likes and comments to boost our validation and ego, right? So what I do to create more magnetic posts, what I do to create posts that land with people, that resonate with people, or create conversation, is I ask myself, like I said, what feels real to me right now? What in my body is alive? What is activated in my system? What would I go phone a girlfriend about and talk about? What would I actually write in my journal about right now? What's alive for me? What has energy for me? Jenny's here. Hi, love. So if you're watching live or on replay, let me know if you have any questions. Also, let me know where you're watching from. I love to see around the globe who's watching from where. So just say hi if you're live or on replay. Let me know where you're watching from. And of course, let me know if you have any questions. Hi, I'm Beth, and I am coming to you from Tofino, Vancouver Island in Canada on the West Coast. So asking ourselves, okay, I ask myself, what feels really real for me right now? And then when I share and I show up on video or in a post, that post has energy in it because that is connected to me, what's real for me, what's exciting for me, what's passionate, what's getting me alive right now, or what's making me sad, what's making me frustrated, anything that's kind of creating that movement. Heather's here. Hi, love. And she is tuning in from Portland, Oregon. Yay, coastal sister. And I'm not sure if Portland is actually right on the coast, but Oregon is, huh? So rather than kind of coming from our mind and going, well, I had this idea for a blog post last week. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but I didn't act on it, but I can now. I don't really want to talk too much about that. It's not really getting me going, but maybe I'll get some clients from that because it's a good topic that people care about. So I'll talk about it. Like, no, there's no energy in that. There's no magnetism in that. If anything, there's a how can I get energy in that, right? If we're like, I read this post from this marketing expert that said I need to do this in a video and I need to do it like that, and so I'm going to go on and do that. It's all from the mind. There's no passion in there. You're going to do it. That's not a magnetic post. There's not energy in there. People are not going to comment. They're not going to stay connected to you. They're not going to have conversation. They're not going to want to work with you from posts that are just coming from the mind that you think might be a good idea, or you saw someone else post like that and they got engagement from that, so you're going to do that, right? It's disembodied. It's not exciting for people, right? So I asked myself, what feels real for me right now? And if something that feels real for me right now is not necessarily connected to what I coach around or what I usually create videos around, that's okay. If what feels real for you right now is you overheard something at the grocery store that kind of bothered you and kind of made you think about things in a different way, and that feels really potent for you right now, and you feel inspired to share whatever messages are underlying in that, awesome. Thanks for the hearts. Because that means that there's energy and that your energy is in that, right? And we can always, like, we're light workers. Like, if you're watching this, it means that whatever your work is, whatever your message is ideally at the end of the day focused on bringing collective consciousness up, awakening consciousness. So there's no topic that does not connect to your true work. Even if you are a health coach and you want to talk about something that seems unrelated to health coaching and unrelated to health, if that feels real for you right now and you're feeling inspired to talk about that, talk about it. And there's always ways that it connects. You can always connect it to some of the work that you're doing. You know, if you're like, say you had a conversation with a friend about men and you're a health coach, but that conversation really ignited a lot of things for you. Go online and talk about that conversation, what your ideas were about from that, and you'll see as you talk or as you post or write, you'll see how that weaves into really, you know, essential things from your health coaching, because in your health coaching, you might talk a lot about self-love. And in this conversation, talking about men that felt really real for you, at the end of the day, what that conversation was about was having boundaries that were based on self-love. So you could really easily weave that in if you wanted to, right? No problem. Amanda is saying, I love to riff and rip about the rants or personal experiences and point of views, but I sometimes worry about offending when really I just want to speak it up and have straight up in the new moment. So how can you create that container of sharing and saying fuck it in a mindful way? Awesome. I love this question. I offend people often. No, I trigger people more so. I think there's like I don't know if there's a difference. But so if you want to speak your mind, please speak your mind. But before you speak your mind, just tuning into, does this feel in alignment for me? Because there's a difference between speaking from that collie, fierce place of this is my truth, and just kind of not being very nice in a certain moment and kind of being judgmental when that's not really feeling really resonant, right? Like if you are just wanting to speak your truth and that feels really real for you, say it from a place of as much love as possible. And, you know, sometimes love can be very fierce and, you know, we've all experienced that. And yeah, just kind of be like, just be present with, does this feel really true and real for me right now? Or does this feel like something that's kind of ranty and kind of just like I might need to just put in my journal, right? I don't necessarily feel like we should go online and just rant, because that's what feels, maybe sometimes, but, ideally what feels real for me right now, that question is like deeper. That's like, let's close my eyes, let's tune into my soul. What feels real for me right now? Not what feels pertinent to my ego right now to riff about, but what feels real for me right now in my body and my heart and my soul. So Amanda says, I've made videos but ended up deleting them. I'm sure that has happened to many of us. I don't think I've done that really. I delete them if they're bad technologically though. Kristen says, I'm really having trouble with this right now, and I'm really glad you're bringing this topic up. Thank you. You're welcome. Sherry's here. Hi, love. Danielle's here. Hi. Sherry's saying, I love that. So if you're live or on replay, let me know if you have any questions about this. This is something that you can bring into your life every single day. What feels real for me right now? Because really, people, like, those of you who are watching are wanting to create thriving businesses, right? Or at least a thriving platform to share your messages. So what we do need to be showing up. We do need to be sharing our messages. We do need to be posting online. We do need to be visible. But let's make it fun. Let's make it that authentic. Let's make it real. Let's make it juicy, rather than just being like, well, I have to be visible. So, like every day, what feels real for me right now? And show up and write a little bit about that, and show up and make a video on that. If that feels right for you, right? Sometimes we don't need to show up online. Sometimes we can just be in the forest and do our thing and just integrate on our own time. But for most of us, we are being asked to show up. We are being asked by our guidance to share our messages. We are being asked by our guidance to do videos or to do writing or to send that email out, right? Because it's time. Like, we live in this kind of funny, place where Facebook and social media knows our algorithms. So when we're online, it kind of seems like everybody's talking about what we're talking about. So we don't like, why do you need me? Why do you need my voice? Everybody's already talking about that. But when you leave that bubble, when you go into the quote unquote real world and you talk to a lot of different people, you'll know that people say like me, like my feed is filled with like goddess stuff and like meditation and spirituality. But then I go out and talk to a lot of people and I'm like, hardly anybody even like would understand what I'm talking about with the goddess and the divine feminine. Like, this stuff is needed. So, you are needed. Your voice is needed. Share, show up. Please show up from that deep place of what feels real for me right now. What feels real and authentic for me right now. And that's going to create that energy. That's going to create that magnetism that people are just going to be drawn to you. They're going to be drawn to your posts because you're bringing your energy, you're bringing your truth, right? So Amanda's saying, gotta fly, catch up later, much love, and so great to see you. Yay. Yeah, I'm pretty much done. So I also want to mention, I haven't been mentioning this very often, but I am making a decision, a commitment to mention my coaching more often outside of programs. So some of you have probably seen that I have different programs that come, over time, Divine Feminine and business, things like this. But I actually always offer coaching for your spiritually based business. At any time that you feel, if you need support and you resonate with me, you can reach out to me. You can book a clarity call. We can chat for half an hour for free. And see if we're the right fit, and I can actually help you support you growing your spiritually based business. I can help support you in so many different ways. So please know that I am always available to reach out if you do want some support through coaching. I love my clients. I love everybody, and I just want everybody to just get what they need. So message me or comment here to know more about that. Maybe I'll just drop a link after this for a clarity call if you're interested. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna keep talking about coaching. This is a side note. This is extra bonus points for this video. Don't be shy when you're sharing and you're posting and going, what feels real for me right now? If you have an awesome coaching program, if you have an awesome angel reading thing, if you have an awesome Facebook group, if you have an awesome Instagram account, and it'll be awesome because you did it, right? And you're awesome. Invite people, talk about it, right? That's how we also attract clients. We talk about it. We invite people into our programs. We invite people to come deeper with us. So while you're giving all that free value and you're showing up and you're sharing your heart, don't be shy to consistently talk about the deeper ways people can work with you. Because you know what? You're fucking good at what you do. Whatever it is you do, you are good at it, you know, because this is your natural gifts. I have recently worked with coaches and mentors. I work with coaches and mentors all the time. And I'm a coach. And we're like, it's a good investment of your money, right? I just paid somebody $300 for a 1 hour long session. Seems like a lot of money, but I was really well served by that session. And I am having so many ahas and so many shifts in my life because of that. So don't doubt your work as well. If you do have that spiritually based business and you're wanting to receive clients, receive paying clients, your work matters. Like, I've been touched by other people's work. People are touched by my work. And there's a lot of value in spiritual coaching, guidance, mentorship, online courses. There really is. So I also want you to connect to that. I have like a million things I could say around that, but that'll be for later videos. So Kristen says, wow, I needed to hear this. Thanks. You're welcome, love. Heather says, you're inspiring me to put something out there. Yeah. Trying to tap into what wants to be said. Awesome. Hand on the heart, hand on the womb. What feels real for me right now? And if nothing comes and you don't feel inspired to post them, don't force yourself. Come from this place of inspiration, come from this place of this is what feels real for me right now. And that's how you're going to create that content that's magnetic, people want to engage with, and people are going to stick around to listen until the middle or the end. And they're going to go, I want to go deeper with this girl or this woman. That wasn't enough. Or this man, you know, whatever it is. So, yeah, hopefully that serves you. And at any point on your journey, please reach out to me if you're maybe looking for a mentorship or coaching around your spiritually based business. My favorite. I would love to support you. Be super honored with that. Okay, lots of love. Bye.